Hello and welcome to domytriesthis. I hope you brought your cuppa. Today's coffee mug is actually from my ex-husband. He gave it to me a few years back, and it says writer because a badass miracle worker isn't an actual job title, and it should be because writers are miracle workers in oh so many ways. Anyway, today's tea is also a miracle. It is the Miracle Tree Moringa Organic Mango. This hasn't been steeping very long, so I suspect that it's going to need a little bit more time, but we will go ahead and give it a taste. Ooh, I can smell the mango. It smells good. Really hot. Okay, yes, it's going to need more time to steep, but I'm getting a hint of that mango already. Actually, I'm getting quite a bit of the mango, so ought to be interesting to see how strong that mango is towards the end. This one does not have the ingredients listed on the bag. But anyway, that is from our Sips by Box for February, and let's get it started into what we're getting into today, which is our Boxycharm. They sent me my sneak peek. They've started sending sneak peeks in the email, and they give you basically three things, and all three things that they showed me I've already seen on the thing, on their Instagram. Although I guess for one of them, I guess it was, you know, you could got this or this, and now I know which of the two that I'm getting, and I wasn't really particularly concerned about either one. But before we get into more of that, we have to get into our unfinished business with last month's box. So let's get started. First, we got these Tarte Luminous Dewy Skin Sheet Masks. As you all know, I'm not a sheet mask fan. That said, it fit my face better than most sheet masks I've tried in the past, and the material was made of was quite a bit thicker and sturdier than others I've tried. Still cold, though a little bit less slimy, but not enough so to convince me to get into face sheet masks. But in terms of how it feels and all that, it's better than most of the others I've tried. I just have a thing with the cold, slimy stuff on my face. I really do. I think that's the biggest problem. It's a textural type thing. With the clay masks and stuff, it just, the feeling is just different. And I just don't like the way the sheet masks feel in that way. There was an astonishing amount of serum in this packet. And I really feel that the packet could have held a second mask on itself. There was that much serum in here. The excess serum rubbed in pretty easily from the mask to my face. It initially left my skin really tacky, but it did soak in, and even then there was a slight tackiness. But my skin did feel moisturized. I also think it did leave a bit of a dewy glow on my skin. My radiance pad came up very clean after I used it, and the moisturized feeling remained even though some of the dewiness was reduced after using my radiance pad. And my remaining skincare went on nicely. I think if you're into sheet masks, this is a nice mask and it would make you very happy. If the serum that was inside here, the extra liquid that was inside here, was offered as a serum, I'd be into it. I would take it. Honestly, don't think the actual sheet part of the sheet mask does much. But the serum itself was really, really nice. And honestly, if it weren't in a sheet mask, I would have been really, really, really happy with it. But it was a sheet mask, and I don't like sheet masks. So if she ever comes up with a serum, never mind. I was gonna say I would buy it, but almost guaranteed I couldn't afford it. So probably not. It was good, and I enjoyed it, and I do like how it left my skin and all that other stuff. I just think that if she did actually turn that serum into something that you can purchase by itself, it would be too expensive for my particular budget. So I'm going to talk about the two absolute fails in the box next, and then the two the Tarte wasn't an absolute fail. not being into sheet mask like that. So the first is this Smith & Cult. This stuff was terrible. It's bad. Open says me. The color on this was totally wrong. The formula is really thick. I mean, let me see if I can do this so you can see it. The formula, I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see it, but it is very, very thick as it goes on. It does obviously meld out, but it is a very thick, goopy kind of formula. The application was patchy, and it's so thick and sticky I can't even try to color adjustment. I used it once, and this is a nope. And I don't think my daughter would be interested in it, so this is such a nope that this is actually going to go straight in the trash. I didn't like it. It has not convinced me to try Smith & Cult again. I don't recommend it. I hated this stuff. This stuff was bad. So the other fail for me was this Starlooks Aurora Ultra Gem Longwear Eye Pencil. The color is all wrong for me. Boxy got the colors completely wrong for me, I think, on this one. I am sitting here. You are not even going to see this, especially next to that lipstick. But I swear it's there. So the color is all wrong. It's too light. It's too stiff. Honestly, I tried this once, and I mean tried. It didn't actually get on my skin. It didn't actually get on my eye or anything. I couldn't use it. It was impossible. So this is a no as well, and this is going to go into Project Beauty Share. I can't even see that working on my daughter who's of lighter skin. It just wouldn't show up. So like I said, yeah, another no. Which brings us to the Briogeo Don't Despair Repair. When it applied to my wet hair, I honestly didn't notice it doing much, but when applied to slightly damp hair, it seemed to soften my hair some. I also felt a bit of residue at that time. I've used this a couple different times, and I've actually found a time when I can use it. The best time for me to use it seems to be for my bed routine. I've noticed that my hair needs extra moisture before I wrap it in a silk scarf, even though I'm wrapping it in a silk scarf. If I don't, my ends in particular are drier in the morning. I've been using the Oars Vital Oils hair oil for that because that has seems to have the type of moisture that my hair needs to make it through the night. So I have used it with that actually, and my hair is soft and moisturized. I know, but I've noticed that doing that, even that way, it can leave my hair feeling slightly oily, just a little bit in the morning. So I have to apply it very lightly if I want to use it that way. I will finish this. I do like Briogeo products, but I am unlikely to purchase this in particular. I just don't think it's, this is the Strength and Moisture Leave-In Mask. It's okay. Like I said, I think, I have other things that work better for my hair, I think, and I'm going to use it up and then not repurchase it. It's okay, just not what I need for my hair. So that brings us to the very last thing, which is Tarte. And before I get into the palette, I do want to talk a little bit about the foundation release. I know that has nothing to do with Boxy, but I don't need people coming for me. I was actually a bit surprised that they released this foundation in so many shades. I was also a bit surprised that when Alyssa Ashley tried it, she couldn't find a shade match. I mean, 50 shades. I think it was 50 shades and 5 undertones. And I think I haven't fully formed my opinions on it, to be honest with you, in some ways, if only because I haven't tried the product itself. It could be a perfectly reasonable product. But I think I kind of agree with Alyssa that it's kind of late. I know that they're pulling the Shape Tape foundation, and now they're bringing this one out as the Face Tape foundation. Let's be real. They're probably very similar in formula and about the same thing. at least they didn't take 30 shades and split it into 2 lines and say, hey, so we gave you 30 shades and whatever. So I think in some ways, yes, they're doing better. I think they're doing well enough that they can sort of go off my shit list. I mean, 50 shades is a lot, 5 undertones is a lot, they're trying, but they're, like she said, they're using the tagline, you asked for it, we did it. We were asking for this last year, you know, way last year. It's a bit late, I think, but it's been a year, and honestly, they've expanded the Amazonian clay as well. So I think they're making an effort. I haven't heard any rumbles of any other racist remarks on their Instagram or anything like that. So my position is slightly adjusted to, okay, you're no longer on my shit list, but I'm not actively buying from you. I will no longer boycott them in the sense that for most of the items that I've gotten from Tarte, I haven't listed a go get it URL. And I won't be doing that with this one either, because I do believe this one is sold out. I did it on the original unboxing of this palette, but I think that this was limited edition and they're gone now. I'm pretty sure they're gone. So, which is kind of frustrating in its own way. But all that being said, I wouldn't actively purchase from them unless it was something, you know, spectacular, to be honest with you. I've pleased with their forward progress in terms of how they're treating other people, in terms of the fact that them appearing to at least watch their step when it comes to the more subtle racist issues. But most of their releases, as people have noted, are pretty brown. And this one kind of fits into that. This is the Rainforest of the Sea limited edition palette, volume 3. And the biggest problem with these is the color selection. It's too nude for me. Most of these do not show up on my face, even with the shimmers. And they perform, while they perform fairly well, they don't perform well enough for me. All the colors, this palette is pretty similar. Even the darkest shade isn't that dark. It's the lightest shade is probably the only thing in here that really stands out when you look at it. It's only got one matte. Like I said, they perform fairly well, though not as well as, say, my treasure box from Christmas 2017, I believe. But it's harder to tell because of, I mean, look, they're not going to show up on my face very well. I did find a way to use it, however, and that's as highlighters. They can give a subtle glow on my skin. I can layer them to get a little bit brighter. I am wearing it today, and I think you can probably see the shine up here. At least I hope you can. It's hard to see when my glasses are on. So I do like them and will probably keep it for that. Overall, though, I'm just not particularly impressed with this particular palette. I would have been happier, I think, with the volume 2. I think that's the one with the really dark brown and the lighter pinks in it. But even that, I think I would have had issues with my skin. So it's a good palette. It's not an outstanding palette. It does have the use as a highlighter for me. The matte shade is just, this matte shade is, I don't know. I don't know what this is going to do. It kind of, I guess I could use that. You can barely see it. I have it right there. I swear I do. Anyway, I probably could use this as under my eyes to like conceal or brighten. However, it's okay. So last month's box overall was okay. It's had somebody laid the items out in front of me and said, here, we're going to sell this to you for $21, I wouldn't have bought it. I'll say that. I think most of the items just did not work for me. So, but that's what happens when you get subscription box. It's always going to be a crapshoot. And you never know if the items are going to work for you until you try them. So I did try them. I have, what, 2, 3 things I'm keeping? One I tossed and one that's going to Project Beauty Share. I really, and the two of the three that I'm keeping are just okay items. That's what happens, guys. That's really what happens. At least they're usable, and I feel like with this and this alone, I did get the value of the box. But yeah, it wasn't a very good box for me last month, really. And all of that brings us to this month's box, which I have untaped here, but I have yet to open. So let's get started. I haven't even seen any unboxings this month. Not yet. All right, so their theme this month is Afterglow. I'm not really impressed with the card, but all the stuff's on the back. We never look at that. Setting that down. Gonna reach in the box and grab the first big thing I found, which is the Pharmacy Clean Bee Ultra Gentle Facial Cleanser. I don't actually need a new cleanser right now, but I'll give it a shot. I do still have my Pharmacy Green Clean Makeup Melt Away Cleansing Balm. I'm really liking this. I don't know if I'll repurchase it, but I'm really liking it, so hopefully I'll like this as well. Ooh. Well, okay. Oh, there's one. It's got a cover on it. And it looked like there was no way to open it. There may still be no way to open it. But let's open it and see if it... No, it came right off. The pharmacy knows that I can't open things. Okay. It's on the floral side on that scent. But I like that. I like that. I think I can... Yeah. If the cleanser works as well as the scent does, I think I'll be pretty happy with it. Alrighty. So the next thing is something that I knew was coming. That's the No Problem Primer. Say that 15 times fast. From Touch and Soul. Smooth and pore covering, top secret for perfect makeup. It's made in Korea. Okay. Let's see. I'm telling you guys, I'm never going to need to buy a primer. Okay. Got a little dot. Drip. So that's what it looks like. It's kind of an off-white color. Ooh, that's nice. That feels actually kind of moisturizing. Okay, that is making my skin feel really, really soft. I don't know, skin without, skin with, so I don't know if it's actually doing anything because it's the back of my hand, but I can't tell a difference. This is a little on the shinier side. That is, wow. And I don't think that feels like a silicone soft. It's just soft. That's nice. Okay, I am really, really interested in using that. Trying to get through the rest of my NYX Hydra Touch because of the Reverse Rouge, but I really want to try that. Okay, so open up the next thing. The next thing I have is the Tracique primer inside. Prime and Color Lip Glaze in English Rose. Primer inside. Okay. Oh, wow. So here is the color right there. It's a pretty color. It's one of my berry colors. It does go back down, thank God. That's neat. Okay, I could play with that all day. I'm so easy to please. It says primer. Oh, there's a little primer thing in the bottom. It's a tiny amount of primer. Feels a little slicker than what I normally use. A little bit more softening. I normally use the ColourPop Lippy Sticks primer, but that's going to be fun to play with. That looks cool. Okay, then I have, everybody got the Better Than Sex mascara. Now, I have tried this in a mini format, and I wasn't particularly impressed. However, people have said that there's often a difference between the little minis and the larger full sizes. So I'm going to give the full size a shot, and we will see if I've actually changed my mind on it. And then last is the other thing that they actually showed me, and that's a Pretty Vulgar Shimmering Swan Sparkling Sass Highlighter Illuminator. This looks like it's a fairly pretty color. It looks like kind of a peachy, yeah, kind of a peachy color. Oh, wow. I think that's a pretty color. I think that actually will work for my skin tone. It's almost on the same color that I got here on with the Tarte. And with the Tarte, I had to blend colors to get that. So that's pretty. Alrighty, so how do I feel about this box? I'm already feeling about this box better than I did about last month's box, I'll tell you. I suspect I'm going to like this even if I don't like the primer. The highlighter is a gorgeous color. I'm going to be happy with that. This has already got my attention in very positive ways. This is probably going to be good too. I can't say for sure, but I'm leaning towards the positive. So the only question mark is the mascara. And I know there are people who probably sit there, oh, I'll buy it from you. I'm going to try it in the larger size because, like I said, and even I've noticed it sometimes when you get a sample size versus the full size, that there can be a difference. And I don't know what causes that, especially if they're using the same formula in both. But we will give this a try and see how we like it. We'll see how we like it. The brush is one I like, so that should work. You know, and if I don't like it, I have a daughter or two that will probably want it. So anyway, so that is everything that was in my Boxycharm. I'm actually feeling much better about this box, like I said, than I did about last month's box. I'm looking forward, really looking forward to trying some of these things and seeing how they work out. Most of them, actually. And I suspect that I'm going to like a lot of them. And always nice when the box redeems itself. So anyway, that's it for today, and I hope you like what you've seen. And if you're not a subscriber, I hope you will subscribe. And if you do subscribe, do hit the notification bell so you know when I upload. I upload 4 days a week at the moment, and that is Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday. But we do occasionally have, you know, a bonus video once in a while. We had one this month. We'll have one another month or two. We'll see what happens in between. Never know. And if you're already part of my notification squad, you're going to want to check your bell and your member and your subscription. Yeah, because both are still being kind of knocked off. But hopefully yours is fine. You just want to check and make sure. If you don't subscribe, well, you know what? I would understand. I'm not everybody's cup of tea. But we do hope you will come back anyway, because you are always welcome. And if you do come back again, don't forget to bring your badass cup of tea. Okay, so this is going to be, I'm getting the mango. It's hard to explain this. It's not a very strong mango, but it is in there. It's a very delicate tea. There's not much else interfering with it. It's a nice sweet dessert tea. Will it be a favorite? Probably not, but it's not horrible. And you do get that flavor. It's not overwhelming. It's actually really kind of nice, and because it's tea, it's warming. Yeah, it's a good tea. It's a good tea. It just, I don't see it becoming a favorite tea, but it is a very good tea, has a nice, light, delicate flavor, and you do definitely get the mango. And after all of that mumbling, I hope you all have a great day.